All right, we are finding some basic antiderivatives here, and we're going to simplify with no negative exponents. So number one, so our rule is you add 1 to the exponent, so we're going to have 3 plus 1 is 4, and divide by the new exponent. We're going to add 1 to the exponent, divide by the new exponent. We're going to add 1 to the new, so 1 plus 1 is 2, and divide by the new exponent. And if it's just 7, it's understood to be like 7x to the 0, where x to the 0 just equals 1. So that would become 7x to the 1 plus c. So then cleaning this up a little bit, 8 divided by 4 is 2x to the 4th minus 3x cubed plus 3x squared minus 7x plus c. All right, number 2. So I'm going to add 1 to my exponent. So I have 3 halves plus 1. So 3 halves plus 2 over 2 is 5 over 2, divided by my new exponent, minus 14u. I'm going to add 1 to 5 halves. 5 halves plus 1 is 7 over 2, divided by 7 over 2, plus c. Dividing by a fraction, that's the same thing as multiplying by a reciprocal. So I'm going to multiply 2/5 times 10, u to the 5 halves. Here I'm going to multiply the reciprocal, 2/7 times 14, u to the 7 halves, plus c. And so I have 5 will go into 10 twice. So I have 2 times 2 is 4, u to the 5 halves, minus 7 will go into 14 twice, so I have 2 times 2 is 4, u to the 7 halves, plus c. All right, number 3. I'm going to rewrite it before integrating because I have a bunch of denominators here. So this is the integral of, so got to be careful on this one. 4 over x, if it's x to the 1, that's the one you don't want to bring up. If we brought it up, it would become negative 1. And if we integrated that, it would become 4x to the negative 1 plus 1, which is 0. But we cannot divide by 0. That's where red flags should go off in your head, telling you, hey, you can't do that. This must be the natural log one. So if it's x to the 1, we just leave it there. But this one is not to the 1. This is x to the 1/2 power. So I'm going to bring that up to the top and make it to the negative half power. Here I have x over 5. Whenever you have a number on bottom, you can just bring that number out front. And then I'll just rewrite that. All right. So integrating this will be 4 natural log of the absolute value of x, because x is on the bottom there, plus, and this will just be add 1 to the exponent, so 6x to the negative half plus 1 is positive half, divided by positive half, minus 1/5 x to the 1 plus 1 is 2, divided by 2, plus 2, and then the integral of e to the 4x is 1/4 e to the 4x, plus c. So cleaning this up a little bit, I'm going to have 4 natural log of the absolute value of x, plus, dividing by 1/2 is the same thing as multiplying by 2 over 1, so 2 times 6 is 12. Dividing by 2, you can think of it as 2 over 1, is the same thing as multiplying by 1/2. So that's going to be 1/10 x squared. 2 times 1/4, the 2 will cross out in that one twice. So we have 1/2 e to the 4x plus c. All right, number 4. Since number 4, I have, on the first term, I have a y, a variable on the bottom, and the second term I have a number on the bottom, and I'd like to do stuff with that. I'm going to split this one up. So I'm going to rewrite this as the integral of 8 over y cubed dy minus the integral of the square root of y over 2 dy. So I'm just splitting it up. And then for this first part here, I can bring the y cubed up to the top. So that's 8y to the negative 3. And on this one, I have a number on the bottom. If there's a number on the bottom, you can bring it out front. So I'm going to bring it way out front. I'm going to bring it outside the integrand sign. And then this is y to the half dy. Now I could have brought the 8 outside the integrand sign also, or I could have left the half inside. It doesn't matter. All right, so I'm going to have 8y to the negative 3 plus 1 is negative 2 divided by negative 2 minus half y to the 1/2 plus 1, which is 3/2, divided by 3/2 plus c. And cleaning this up, 8 divided by negative 2 is negative 4y to the negative 2 minus, dividing by a fraction, same thing as multiplying by the reciprocal. And so I have negative 4. I'm going to take this y term to the bottom, so it's a positive exponent. Those twos cancel. So minus 1/3 y to the 3/2 plus c. Okay, number 5. Number 5. So we have e to the x on the first one. So the integral, 4 just stays there. Integral of e to the x is e to the x. Minus, the 10 in front just stays there. The integral of e to the 2x is 1 over 2 e to the 2x plus c. So cleaning it up just a bit, 10 times half is 5. There we go. All right, number 6, we definitely have some numbers and variables on bottom, so I'm going to split this one up again. So I'm going to have the integral of negative 3 over 5u du plus the integral of 10u over 3 du. So if there's a number on the bottom, you bring it out front. So I'm going to bring the whole number, negative 3/5. I'm going to bring the whole thing out front. And it leaves me with 1 over u du. Now I didn't bring that u up to the top because it's u to the 1 power, which means it's going to be a natural log. Over here I'm going to pull my whole number 10/3 out front, and it just leaves me with u. So integrating, we have negative 3/5 natural log of the absolute value of u plus 10/3 u to the 2 divided by 2 plus c. And so we have negative 3/5 the natural log of the absolute value of u plus, dividing by 2 is the same thing as multiplying by 1/2. So 1/2 times 10/3, 2 will go into 10 5 times. That'll be 5/3 u squared plus c. Okay. Number 7. Find, it says the marginal cost for a company is given to us. The fixed cost, which means when x equals 0, is 500. So that means when x equals 0, the cost is 500. It says find the cost equation. So we can find the cost equation by taking the antiderivative of the derivative. We're going to undo the derivative. So we're going to do the antiderivative of 37e to the x plus 4x to the 8th minus 6x squared plus 8. Okay. So if I integrate that, I would get 37, the integral of e to the x is e to the x, plus 4x to the 9 divided by 9, minus 6x to the 3 divided by 3, plus 8x plus a constant. Since I already have a c here, I'm going to just call my constant k. All right. So cleaning it up just a tad, I'll have 37 e to the x plus 4/9 x to the 9th. Right here, I have negative 6 over 3. So that's negative 2 x cubed plus 8x plus my constant. So this is where I remind myself that I was given this point. X is 0, y is 500. I'm going to plug that in. So my y value, my c value is 500 when x is 0. So 37e to the 0 plus 4/9 times 0 to the 9, that's just 0. 2 times 0, cube, that's 0. 8 times 0, that's just 0, plus k. All right. E to the 0, I'm going to remind you, e to the 0 equals 1. And so we have 500 equals 37 times 1 plus k. Subtract 37 from both sides, and we get, and we get 463 equals k. And so my final equation is going to be this one, but with the actual k value put in. And so I'll have my cost equation equals 37e to the x plus 4/9 x to the 9th minus 2x cubed plus 8x plus the k I found. Ta-da! Right, another marginal cost function. We got this. So given the marginal cost function, blah, 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 find the cost function. So we know that the cost is going to be the antiderivative of its derivative. So we're taking the antiderivative of 4e to the 0.7x plus 3 over x dx. And we're told, find the cost function if 10 items cost that much money. So that's giving us a point. When x equals 10, the cost is 9,257 cents. So first thing I'll do is integrate. So 4 just stays there. This is e to a number times x to the 1. So that's where you just do 1 over the number, e to the 0.7x. Plus, this is 3 over x to the 1 power, so that's going to be a natural log. So 3 natural log absolute value of x plus a constant. Since I'm already using c, I'm just going to call my constant k this time. Okay. So then this right here, you can type in your calculator, or well, that's not going to be pretty. Or you could think of it as 4 times 1 over 7/10. So dividing by a fraction, that's the same thing as multiplying by its reciprocal. And so we get 40/7. So we have c equals 40 over 7 e to the 0.7x plus 3 natural log of absolute value of x plus k. And now I'm going to take my point right here. So my cost is 9,257 cents. Then I have 40 over 7 e to the 0.7 times 10 plus 3 natural log of the absolute value of 10 plus k. So I'm definitely going to pull up my calculator here now for that part. All right. So we're going to have 40 divided by 7, and then e to the 0.7 times 10 plus 3 natural log of 10. It's automatically, the absolute value of 10 is 10, so we don't have to worry about that. And we get that crazy number, 6273.3829. Okay, so I'm going to subtract that crazy number from both sides. So it's gone over here. And then I'll have 9,257 minus 6273.3829 gives me 2927.187. So that's my K. All right, so putting it all together now, this is going to be my cost function right here, but I actually have a value of K to put in for it. So my cost function is going to equal 40 over 7 e to the 0.7x plus 3 natural log of the absolute value of x plus my K value, 2927.187. Alrighty, that was exciting. Okay, and the last problem here, number 9. So it says if the derivative of f of x equals 4 minus 12x, and then f of 2 equals 5, that's a point. That's telling me when x equals 2, y equals 5 on the original function. It wants me to find f of negative 3. So it's wanting me to plug in x equals negative 3 and see what y equals. So the first thing I'm going to do to find my original function, I'm going to take the antiderivative of the derivative. So the antiderivative of 4 minus 12x. And I get 4x minus 12x squared divided by 2 plus c. So my original function is going to be 4x minus 6x squared plus c. But I have a point that I can plug in. So I'm going to plug in y equals 5 and x equals 2. And I get 5 equals 8 minus 6 times 4 is 24. And then 8 minus 24 is negative 16. Then I'll add 16 to both sides. And I get 21 equals C. So now I have my function is going to be 4x minus 6x squared plus 21 because I have that value for C. I'm still not through though because I need to answer my question. My question says find f of negative 3, which means when x is negative 3, what does y equal? So I'm going to plug a negative 3 in for all my x's. And I'll solve for my y value here. And I'll use my calculator on that one. So 4 times negative 3 minus 6 times negative 3 squared plus 21. I get negative 45.